Hello Cabinet Vision users, welcome to another Cabinet Vision Minute. What we're going to do is place an island, and I want to talk about a technique that I came up with. I'm sure there's about 4 or 5 different ways to do what I'm about to show you here. Sometimes it's problematic placing an island. How do we do that? I'm going to show you my technique for doing just that today on this Cabinet Vision Minute. All right, let's look at a game plan for this. So what I want to do is I'm going to lay out the perimeter walls for the kitchen first. And according to what the architect has shown me, his kitchen, I've turned this on the side, but this is the same orientation of this kitchen that I'm going to lay out. But he's given some specific instructions as to where the island goes. There is some information that he's showing here. For example, cabinet to cabinet, 4 feet 5 inches on this side, 4 feet 5 inches on the other side. This is upside down. And then 4 feet 6 inches from the cabinets, cabinet to cabinet on the back wall. So here's how I do that. Now you're going to have to get your takeoffs first for these walls. And so let me show you how I've laid out this in Cabinet Vision. Let's go to laying out our perimeter walls. So over to Cabinet Vision. Okay, so in Cabinet Vision, let me create a new job here. And it doesn't really matter which, whether this is face frame or frameless, that's really irrelevant to laying this out. So I'm just going to go with whatever we have set up here already. Okay, so we have this general shape here for the perimeter walls. So I'm going to lay in those perimeter walls first. So let's go back to Cabinet Vision here and take my walls, and the wall height, I think for this job is 125.75. 125 3/4 for the walls generally. All right, so wall shape is something like this. Now, I'm not taking the time to put in the exact dimensions of these walls yet, but I'm going to just quickly lay it out like I just have done there. Now, I know that from the architectural prints that are from the architectural plan set that I can add in these dimensions, and so I'm going to do that very quickly right now. So this wall is 29.5, and this wall is going to be 27, and this wall is going to be 203.5, and that back wall is 263, 203.5 over there, 27 here, and finally 29.5. So this should look something like this, and it does. And I've got the dimensions for these walls laid in there. The height of the walls should be correct at 25.5, but I don't know anything about this island yet except for the dimensions of the clearance around the island with respect to the perimeter cabinets. So let's go back and look at that on our prints. So we know that our cabinets are 2 feet deep on all our walls. That's a good thing. And then 4.5 feet, or 4 feet 5 inches from the left, right, and 4 feet 6 from the back. So the technique I want to do for this is, so now I'm going to go into the plan view, and I'm going to go into CAD mode, F7 here, and I'm going to lay out some lines. So the tools that I'm going to be using here, and just a preface to this, I want to make sure I have my snap to points turned on, and it is turned on. I can see it's highlighted there. This one is not turned on. Snap grid is not turned on. You can see it's grayed out, but the other one here, now I'm in the black view of the screen, so it may look different on yours. I want to make sure I have snap to points on. Okay, I'm going to draw some layout lines that I'm going to use to help me locate this island. So with the line tool, I'm simply going to draw 3 lines, one on this sidewall here and another one on the opposite room sidewall. Now notice I'm going clear through I'm extending beyond the length of the wall there, and one more is going to go on this back here also. Now, according to those prints again, to the architectural blueprints. The cabinets were 24 inches off of every wall that I've drawn here. I'm going to take this offset tool and I'm going to offset this line by 24 inches. So let me show how I do that a little bit more slowly. Taking the offset tool, I click on the line that I want to offset, and you'll see what that means in just a second here. I'm going to move my cursor or move my mouse. I don't have my fingers on any buttons of the mouse. I'm simply moving now, after I selected the line, moving the mouse towards the center of the room. And then I'm going to, on the keyboard, I'm going to type in 24 for 24 inches that I want to offset this line. Okay, now I'm going to do that same thing with the other two lines here. This line is going to the center of the room by 24. This one is going to go to the center of the room by 24. And so now I know that this space represents, or this line represents 24 inches from that back wall, 24 inches from this wall, and 24 inches from that wall. Now the architect has also told us that we have, let's take this first one, 4 foot 6 inches, which is 48 plus 6 is 54. I'm going to offset again this line. I'm still on the offset tool, and I'm going to offset 48 plus 6. So for 4 feet plus 6 inches. And I'm going to offset this one 4 feet, 48 plus 5 inches. Because I'm lazy and I want to take advantage of cabinet vision, I'm going to type in the inch equivalent of 4 feet, 48 inches, plus 5 inches. So this represents now the space that the cabinets are going to be located in. It still doesn't tell me where exactly my wall is going to go, so I'm going to use these layout lines just a little bit more to chalk out these digital chalk marks, if you will, on the plan here. Let's go back to our drawing here, and it is telling us, or is it telling us, how far this island is supposed to come out. It is telling me that the cabinets are 5 feet 9 inches from this line here to this line, and the island top is 6 feet by 9 inches, or excuse me, 6 feet by 9 feet. So the outer perimeter is going to be 72 by 108. So let's go with this inner line first, which is going to be 60 inches. And so I'm going to offset this line now 60 inches in that direction. So that represents now the cabinets that are going to be placed in here. Now in this kitchen also, it looks like the back side, this side of the island, doesn't really have any cabinet space under there. Which is a terrible waste of space. If you're going to build an island in there, you might want to make some storage in there, but they haven't really specified any. I'm going to assume that they're going to change their mind and they're probably going to want some cabinet space in there. They do have cabinet space over on this side. So I'm going to put in 2 more lines, which are going to represent the back of these cabinets. So back to cabinet vision here, and I'm going to offset this line here 24 inches, and I'm going to offset this line here 24 inches that way. So I have a little void in here, and my plan is to use this line here from this point to this point as a peninsula wall, and this point to this point as another peninsula wall. What about all these other lines? What do I do with those? Well, just to clear up all my lines here, let's get rid of a few. So let me clean this up a little bit. First, I'm going to remove the long lines. I'm just hitting the delete key as I touch those first 3 lines that I drew, and then I'm going to use my trim tool, trim delete specifically. You have 3 trim tools, trim delete, and I'm going to trim this line, till I'm just left with a few key lines here. Okay, I'm pretty happy with what this looks like. Now I can go to my fourth step finally, and that is to snap my island walls in place. Okay, so now that I have these lines in place, I'm going to draw in that wall, and I'm going to draw in this wall, and then I'm going to change the wall type to a peninsula wall. So let's go to walls and then select that first wall, change it from a standard to a peninsula, and change the second wall from a standard to a peninsula, and that should be it. That is how we lay out those lines. So all of these dimensions should be exactly as the architect has expressed that he would like those dimensions to be. And so I can measure those and just see what I have here. I have from there to there, I have 53 inches. And from this wall to this wall, I have 54 inches. All right, that sounds good. All right, so that is how we lay out some, that's how I lay out some island walls. So join me again on the next Cabinet Vision Minute. I hope you enjoyed this one. We'll see you on the next one.